You are listening to the Gritty Podcast, where we talk about all things gritty.
Welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I'm Brad Hunt. Today's podcast is with my good buddy Drew Miles from Tricer, as well as Chase Morosoli, who is the owner and founder of Conservative Game Management. He runs a sweet operation in a couple different states and then also down in Mexico. He's got some great hunting opportunities. He was gracious enough to invite Drew to go hunt axis deer and pigs over there in Hawaii, and Drew invited me to come and enjoy the hunt with him. So we sat down mid-hunt, did a podcast. It's a great opportunity to just go on a much more laid-back hunt than we are typically used to, and maybe you as well. It's a great opportunity to bring the family, go hang out on the beach, and then in the afternoon, you go chase some axis deer and some pigs. Go check them out, huntcgm.com. Great operation. Was an incredible hunt. We can't thank Chase enough. Drew, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy this episode. Before we get into it, real quick, I just want to remind you guys, go subscribe to the Gritty Films YouTube channel. All our future hunt films will be on that channel, and we will be dropping the newest episode mid-November, around the 17th of November. Got some great episodes going to be dropping there over the next few months. So go check it out. Gritty Films on YouTube. Now let's get into the show.
Aloha beaches. We're over in Maui.
We are
Killing all kinds of deer, pigs, and just probably the most relaxed I've ever been on a hunt in my life.
absolutely.
Over here with Conservative Game Management with Chase, and man, having the time of our lives. We're only 2 days into this hunt. We got a few more days to go, and dude, I'm just having a blast. What's up, guys?
Yep. So I'm Brad Hunt. We got Drew Miles over here, and then we got Chase.
Yep.
Morosoli.
Chase Morosoli. Yeah, owner of Conservative Game Management.
Awesome. It's been fun. Like I've talked about Hawaii axis deer for a long time. I've never done it. I have friends like Brian Barney, Shed Crazy, Eric Chester from Hush. They've all done it. But Drew was kind enough and gracious enough to invite me to come on the hunt this year. And it's been a blast, dude. It has been it's a much more relaxed kickback hunt that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Some of our Mexico hunts are kind of nice, but this hunt, the game. Like there's so much game here.
So many deer.
It's insane. And that's kind of, so Chase, I want to get some of your background too, because that's kind of what your position and status and what you do over here is you've gained contracts to help the local farmers and stuff kind of manage the deer, right?
Control
them. Because if they aren't controlled, then the state and the government's going to come in and just do like a cull, where the opportunity to hunt them and stuff is not going to be there. And because they're problem animals, right? They're invasive species.
Correct. We're just trying to create value for the animals themselves, especially the axis deer, in the sense that if you do have basic supply and demand, right? If there's too much supply, well, then the value of the animal is going to drop out, and then it's not really worth keeping around. Yeah. So that's kind of the model we took on, and we do high volume hunts, and we do low volume hunts, like, oh, hey, go out and get you a trophy buck, that kind of deal. But a majority of every single weekend, we're taking out a pile of guys, and we're shooting a pile of deer. It's insane. I've never been to a place where it's a battle. Like, it seems like we go out there and whack them down, and then there's more the next day.
It's kind of like
it's just insane.
One that you take down, you get two more that show up.
Exactly.
They're like rabbits. I mean, they really are. Like, the only way I can describe it is like, you blow a stalk, and you're like, I don't care, I'll find another deer in the next 30 minutes. Like, it's just like, when you say mow them down, like, Chase means like 30 deer in a weekend.
Yeah,
I mean,
30 to 60 in a weekend.
Yeah.
All right, folks, quick interruption, quick announcement. We have movies coming your way in November, December, and January. A whole new batch of gritty films coming your way. They're about an hour each, long form. Check us out. But to watch them, you got to go to the Gritty Films YouTube channel and subscribe there. We have a channel we have dedicated to just hunt films. Just type in Gritty Films, find us, click the subscribe button, follow along, look for the new drops in November. Can't wait to show it all to you. It's going to be awesome. Now let's get back to the show.
And we'll bring groups up to 6 right now. We're expanding. We're growing. We just started March of 2024 is when we started actually outfitting the hunts and stuff. We did a bunch of test hunts before then to see what we had and try to build a proof of concept, but we never really could in the sense of it. And now I really think that, we're getting well known for, hey, you're going to come out on a hunt and if you can shoot proficiently, because remember, these animals, it's not like they're just going to go stand in a field for you. No, you have to hunt them. They're catty. So if you can shoot proficiently, you can just load down ice chest to fly home with you. And I think Drew knows now how good this meat is. It is by far the best steak I've ever had. Even better than beef, better than any of it. So
absolutely. Now, Chase, you don't only do these access hunts here in Hawaii. You are associated with other places, right? Too, like that you are in control of.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess long story short, I started outfitting in California, another great state. And we've got about 110,000 acres over there that we're hunting tule elk, black-tailed deer. We hunt wild pigs year round. So that's been a great thing for me to be able to guide pretty well every weekend. Grew up doing that, been doing it for a long, long time. We have Rio Grande turkey, American bison. We've got the two of the only recognized free range herds in California, which has been a really great thing. We just had that added on a couple of years ago. And it was an insane deal, and it just kept on getting bigger over there. And then I ended up taking a trip to Mexico, Baja California Sur, and we ended up finding deer. I was looking for deer down there. One of my buddies lived down there, and he's like, you need to come down here more often. And I said, the only way I'm going down there is if I can, hunt.
Yeah. And
we figured out how to do that, and then we got into the bighorn sheep down there, the whimsy subspecies of the desert. So we started doing those. That's actually a really nice place because it's more vacation for me in the sense because there is a season there, whereas here in Hawaii and in California, we're running year round. Just every single weekend we're running. From there, I learned a lot in Mexico about dealing with a different culture and everything like that. And it really did prime me to come over here to Maui. And we fell in love with this place as well. And we really came in and opened a huge door. I think we're, at least, we could be 5 to 10 times bigger than any other outfitter here, ground wise, amount of deer wise. We're harvesting far more deer than anyone else combined. And really on the island of Maui, there's really only 3 outfitters that are running. We're the new guys. My whole team, Hawaiian, we only hire local. Same thing in Mexico. We only hire local. We really want to be a part of the community and be accepted. And so we've done a lot of things to be able to get that going.
And I don't know, Drew, you can add to this too, but one thing that I really noticed that impressed me, Chase, was the way that you talked about the culture and, like I said, hiring people that are from this area, the locals, but then also giving back. Like you talked about doing charity work here for the locals and the kids and stuff.
Yeah, we try to do as much charity work as we can. We donate a lot of meat. A lot of hunters come over here and they want to go, and it's super fun to shoot a lot of deer. Sometimes it's just too much meat for you to handle. Mm-hmm. It is welcomed. I could give the meat away to anyone. Anyone's going to take it. We really focus on people, not people that want it, but people that need it, that need that grocery bill cut down, because it is very, very expensive to live over here. I kind of say one of the most expensive places in the world. And people are struggling and stuff, and they're so grateful for what we can do and providing them with really healthy, clean meat. And so we're just giving it all away. We also go into supporting nonprofits and stuff like that. We've really targeted youth sports. So we dump a pile of money into the community. It's part of my business model is that we are here to help the community. And there's really no other route to go when you're going to be from somewhere else and coming in, especially hunting ground, of other people. I imagine everyone's gone through that as the locals only thing. Well, I've been accepted to an extent, at least as far as I know. I'm sure there's the haters out there. But at least I hired some really, really great guys. Unbelievable team. You guys got to meet a handful of them, but we've got, I think, 19 guys over here now.
Wow.
That are working. And of course, when we've got big hunt, 6 guys coming in, shooting 12 deer apiece, we are processing in the field. We're packing all those deer out so we can keep guys moving and keep guys hunting. It's just a huge crew, and it's insane. for a hunting operation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like me talking to like some of your guides too, like they're so appreciative of you too. Like they're not like, oh, that's freaking Hefe. You know, they're like, oh, we love working with them. We give me opportunity to hunt. And I could say like a big percentage of my sales, I think the last like 30 days was to guides. Like we support guides as much as we can because we know like you guys are like the hands and feet on the ground, being good people. But like, I don't do a lot of sponsorships of guides. And like, I getting to know Chase, like we actually as Tricer, like full disclosure, we sponsored Chase, like we're working together and I'm outfitting his guys with our stuff. More so just because of like who Chase is and this whole operation is. Like we're staying with Chase and his family right now and his wife, like they're the soul of the earth, like his kids are here, like family man, like a lot of some guys can be a little rough. You know what I mean?
No,
and,
they're
like,
out there.
but you're the kind of guy who I want to like be associated with. And it's just, it's been so great to get to know you, your family, and just like be welcome into your home. And that transcends into your operations and your business, right? Like, I feel like a lot of companies can kind of just get the next guy and just kind of run through guides, in the outfitter world. And like, these guys are like a part of something. And you even like, I don't want to talk pay scale and stuff, but like you have steps where they're making money. Like you want your guys to make money. You want to take care of your guys. And that all in all equals out to just a better trip where they're just working for you and enjoying it. Cause if they're just out here trying to make a few bucks, they're not going to enjoy it, but they're actually together with you trying to grow something, which is really neat.
Yes, and they have become family to me, and everywhere that I go, like these are our family, and CGM is all of ours. It's not me that's doing this. No joke. The expansion that I've had, and I really feel like one of the fastest expanding outfitters in the United States. Of course, we were into Mexico as well. But I mean, we pick up ground really, really quick because we're very transparent. We communicate as well as we can. We make sure that, hey, these clients are happy. We're elevators. We're elevating the hunt. That's all we're there for. The hunt, giving insight when needed, that kind of deal. These guys know the land. So it's good, to have that help with you. But we deal with a lot of green hunters that come in and, man, they learn just a pile off of these guys because all the hunters that come in here, and some skill levels are different. Some of them are very, very skilled. You're talking thousands and thousands of animals down. Everyone came over here and no one was a guide. So we had to kind of change. There's a difference between a guide and a hunter.
Right.
And so as we went on, they ended up, we'd pick personalities.
Yeah.
That was the idea. We picked the good personalities, influential people with the community, that kind of deal, put them and let them build their own teams. And as they did that, it's so unbelievable what we've accomplished here with the guys that we have behind us. And like I say, everything, all the credit goes to them.
Well, and that's what's really, really impressed me is, one, you took guys that the natives here, the locals that they're hunters. Like
they are
straight up hunters. And then you've taught them how to be guides. But not only that, this is just from my perspective. It could be totally wrong, but they already are like very personable guys. They have great attitudes. They have a great stance about them that is just, it's cool. Like they're guys that I could see myself being friends with. Same with yourself.
Oh, they become my best friends. No joke. I mean, I live over here. Who are my friends?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like we all work together, and it's a weird deal with the company too, to like become really close friends with your employees. But there's something different about outfitting that it is such a great job.
Yeah.
To be able to go out and do what you want. And I guarantee all these guys would do it for free. But for me, hey, we're trying to make a difference and really trying to help them out the best I can. Most people, they have jobs, they have jobs, and then they're as soon as they're done with work, boom, out to come and hunt. And you guys have been seeing that since you've been here. Like these guys worked all day and then they hunt all night. We're there till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, getting deer processed and everything. And it's crazy because like I have it set up to where, hey, I'm like, guides, you know what, get home, get out of here. The processors can handle it. And they're like, no, we're gonna hang back. We want to be a part of this, all that kind of stuff. We're a team. And I always preach to my guys and stuff like that is like, we are here to be elite. We are here to be the best in the state. And I almost say we already are. I want to be humble and stuff like that, but man, the team that we built is just insane.
Yeah. And one thing I'd say, like, 'cause I've been to Hawaii, I think it's my 6th time over here. First time hunting it's a different culture and it's different pace. And like I don't do a lot of guided hunts, like full disclosure. Like it's not my thing.
Yep.
And the guide hunts I have been on a lot of times, the guide's like really like fast paced, go, just trying to get it done. These guys are like, they have like the spirit of Hawaii, right? Like he's like spirit of aloha, right? Like, dude, it's just like laid back, having fun, dude, driving around in like 30-year-old Toyotas, just cruising around, dude. And like, and you just feel like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, dude, this is like the most relaxing hunt I've ever been on. Like, I would say like, like this in Mexico are now like my 2 favorite hunts. Like, but like the guides are that culture is part of that. And I think if you brought a bunch of white guys over from America to do it, you wouldn't have that. And what you're getting is this like culture of these guys. Like, we're going to go stick pigs today. We should talk about that a little bit too. Like, we're doing something that they have done forever, and we're doing it their way, not the way like we would do it on the West. And it's just really cool, man.
No, it is a special deal. And there is something about this island that like it just sets the mood. To where especially the views that we have while we're hunting and stuff, and like,
look at this view.
Yeah, it's just insane, and the weather's amazing. It can get a little warm and a little windy, but I've never experienced anything like it.
Well, and what's awesome is the opportunity. You know, we got here first day, and I was like, Drew and I both brought our bows. We didn't even bring a rifle because I'm like, dude, I want to bow hunt it. Well, first day, we like 3 hours off the plane, and I shot a buck with my bow.
Yep.
Then
I missed a buck of my bow.
Exactly.
I'm blaming the wind and the grass and no rangefinder also might have helped too.
But the thing is, it's cool because, you know, your guys' goal is to help manage the population. So it can be a pretty fast paced, like, and I would say as we've been traipsing around, like most of your shots, as you talked about, like you have to understand how to shoot a rifle.
You have to be proficient.
Too. You have to be proficient at a firearm, but there's also the opportunity to come do it with a bow. Now, it's not easy, but you got some tall grass and the wind's always blowing. So you got cover noise, which really helps. But it's still, those deer are so keen. Like, they really remind me, and actually probably more so than a Coues deer. They're so switched on that. And one thing with a Coues deer, you can have them blow and they might run up 20 yards and they stop again, or a mule deer. These suckers, man, like, as soon as you are busted,
when they bark, they
gone.
They're like an antelope. They don't stop. And then like talk about you switched on, dude. Like when I missed, they had us pinned, and I was like, oh, it's 40 yards. It was 50 yards. I mean, he was only like 40, so I went over him. But the second shot, like I had it right on him, and like I've never seen an animal jump like this thing. Like matrixed my string in the wind, and like my arrow went right where his chest was. This thing had like done a 180, and like it went right past him. And I'm like, how did you do that, dude? They are so switched on.
Catty.
Yep, they're catty, man. They are so turned on to the what their surroundings. But it's cool. Again, the opportunity. You have pigs, you have the axis deer, you've got other places. There's like goats here.
We're gonna go fishing tomorrow. Like fishing. I mean, that's not part of the deal, but we're gonna go fishing. Like we're gonna like literally do like so much. And I feel like we've been here so long. We've only been here 3 days, dude.
I know. Well, what's awesome,
crazy, dude. It's crazy.
What's awesome is like, this is a great excuse of a hunt to bring the family on too.
It is.
Because most of the time there's very few chances that you get to hunt in the morning until weekends, correct?
Correct. Well, the weekends we'll do the high volume hunts. Yep. Just because we need that time to be able to do it, and then the weekdays we'll do the low volume hunts.
Yep.
And then we're targeting a big buck pretty much. And if you want to shoot it over to, go ahead and do that. But mainly the focus is let's get you a good deer, a mature in.
Yep.
And I think you guys have seen that. Oh yeah, they're out there. They're all over the place.
I may or may not have missed a stud yesterday with the rifle on the run.
Yeah, buck fever maybe a little.
I mean, it's just, and it's not easy. Like it's tough, because the grass is crazy tall, and so there's a lot of times you can't actually see. You see like their antlers running through the grass, and then you're kind of trying to time them come up into the grass.
And that was just one area. We really only explored one area to where we do have different terrains and everything like that, to where it's more, there's shorter grass and stuff, and then you're hunting ravines more. But it's unbelievable. The ranch is so huge.
Yeah.
But
it's just the opportunity. And again, the chance to bring the family, like during the weekday, you go hang out in the morning at the beach, you go sightsee, you learn the culture, and then afternoon,
turn it on.
It's hunting time.
Turn it on, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a lot nicer to share a twin bed with my wife instead of Brad. That's for sure.
We're not sharing, man. Come on. we can't disclose all our secrets here.
You guys kept warm.
No, I like, now that I understand like the weekday hunting, how it works, like you definitely could have, because I was like, no, you don't want to go and be hunting the whole time. Like you definitely bring your family, have all morning, hang out with them, which is kind of nice only because we don't get done hunting until like almost midnight because we're processing these animals and stuff. Like you could sleep in, we sleep in until like 8 a.m, and then you have like 5 or 6 hours to hang out and do stuff. You definitely could bring your family on this. Like I will definitely bring them back at some point and do it.
And we bring you guys in, and like you guys were hanging out, except you guys were on to hang out with the guys and stuff like that. We get the clients out, boom, right at dark, and we handle all that stuff.
Yeah.
You guys were just kind of a little more part of the process, and
for sure,
more of a bro hunt than.
I like that though. I like to be involved. Like I hate like not like helping in some capacity, right? Like I can't just sit there and like watch. I want to be able to help them gut it or help them pull an animal out, help them do whatever we're doing. Like I like that.
It's just nice with the that whole family first model is that if the family is here, well then just get back to them. You know what I mean? Go back, hang out with the family, have fun. You got the mornings too. We're not going to start hunting until after 3. We don't go on the property and with any firearms or anything until, because it is a farm to where they're doing extensive farming. And the workers, it's just smart. Let's just keep that separate, right? No accidents, no nothing. And we try to be as, of course, safe as possible. Even the bow hunting, I know, hey, it could be that, but we just, no hunting when there's workers there. That's why those weekends we can run
all day
and run all the way through the weekend. Our normal hunt, we start Friday midday and then we end Sunday midday. A lot of guys will throw on the extra, go hunt the pigs on Sunday evening, that kind of deal. A lot of that meat gets donated back. The Polynesian pig is not the tastiest. You guys, but but you did get a nice pig. I'll admit that.
Yeah, we were cruising around and saw one. I've never shot a Polynesian pig, and it gave us the opportunity.
Him, man.
So
yeah, right in his tracks.
Chorizo, dude. I'm sure chorizo.
It's gonna be good, man.
It'll be good.
I smelled that pig and it's good. But like their boars over here, it's crazy. Like from birth, they smell like a 300-pound boar in California.
Really?
Like it's just, you're like, man, it just reeks. And that, of course, that flavor transfers right into the meat or that smell. But yeah, it's been a unbelievable time with you guys. I really do appreciate you guys coming out, and I got to get out in the field a little bit and hunt around with you guys. And like I say, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, man, same here. Like this has been cool. It's been the experience, and obviously your wife has been cooking for us, which has been amazing. The hospitality, like she's
awesome.
I appreciate that.
Normally I'm laying.
Shout out to Chelsea. Definitely married up over here, buddy.
Right. She lets me hunt when I want to, and she really takes care of the boys. And so, yeah, I'm very, very blessed in that sense.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been awesome. Again, the opportunity is just endless over here. The amount of deer, it's crazy. I mean, you can make it what you want, honestly, the type of hunt you want. And it's just been a blast.
We should talk about the property too. Cause like literally like, that saying, like the sun never sets on Rome, like that is conservative game management over here. Like
it's huge.
We're sitting at his house right now on a balcony, and like everything I see, he has access to. Like it was like 160.
Pretty well. No, it's about that. So the farming ground down there is about 41,000 acres.
Okay.
And then there's some other littler properties that we have up in the hills. So we've got it kind of around like 60-something thousand that we can gain access to at certain times. It all shifty though, So and we're trying to really be light-footed on it too. There's employee hunt programs. And that's very beneficial for these companies to have it. Yeah. They help us control the deer. So it's really great for us. We're in complete support of it. And then as, we expand more, it was getting dialed over here before we went and knocked on doors. We didn't want to just come in. I could have, that's the normal person would have been like, just ask everyone, that kind of deal. We're, and we're also creating value for these animals. We're paying these ranches for them what I think the value is, and we want to raise that value to protect that species to where they're not being like, hey, let's go in and eradicate everything. No, we want more, and we want to produce bigger bucks and that kind of deal, kind of more of a California model as opposed. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So the control, like I say, a lot of people are like, oh, you're over there eradicating. We're not eradicating. We are here to control the numbers. Yes, they are damaging crops, and they'll do a couple $1 million in damage a year on this farm. Yeah. It's insane. They're raking up all these trees and stuff like that. And
geez, talk about that.
Hey folks, if you like the show and you want to support us, use the code GRIDDY over at Tricer. Head over to tricer.com, check out their AD and their BC model tripods, the LP head. Combined, the AD weighs 38 ounces and the BC weighs 32 ounces. They're incredible tripods. They're super stiff, rigid. They perform excellent. The heads are beautiful, smooth. Check it out. You can't go wrong for a backcountry hunting situation. They're the tripod of choice for us right now. Check it out, tricer.com. Use the code GRIDDY and save. Now let's get back to the show.
Like, holy cow.
I've never seen so many scrapes in my life, dude.
You walk through everywhere, every place you go, and it's scrape, 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 scrape. And it's like, it is insane. I mean, like I said, thousands and thousands of acres that those bucks have just
thousands and thousands of deer.
The thing I was talking to Randon about, one of your guides, he was saying, he works on the farm, and he was talking about, you know, all their trees and stuff are, what are they, grafted?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, as soon as that bark gets destroyed, the whole tree gets diseased.
Pretty well diseased, everything is gone.
Mm-hmm. And it happens so fast.
And yeah, they're quick. And so we're working with the ranch and stuff on how we can, I'd like to move towards like the distribution of pressure. And then of course there's going to be some nighttime control hunts that are going on to those deer that just aren't gonna give it up. But you've seen as well, like a lot of those deer, they're hiding in the non-farm country.
Yeah. We didn't really hunt farm country. We were always
they come in at night, that kind of deal. But that's another thing too, is like controlling pressure, as in if we pressure up too much and push them all down into a little tiny ravine that the only trees around are going to be the farm tree. We have to be, there's a balance to it, and it's unlike anything else I've really ever done.
It's been incredible. It's something, and I told Drew this, like, this is probably the hunt I've looked forward to the most this whole year. Like, blessed to get a bunch of elk tags, got deer tags, but I was like, dude, I've never hunted Hawaii. I've never chased axis deer. I've had axis deer meat before. I had that for the first time last year, but it's like just the opportunity. And
they're so pretty,
the
man.
Hospitality, exactly.
Dude.
The hides are just gorgeous.
Hides are in the bucks. They're mean looking. The does are really cute. You know what I mean? Very
that was the
pretty.
first thing. Like, I've seen in the pictures, you know, you got those bucks, but they're like the prominent eyebrows, the coloring. They just look pissed off.
They do. They're evil, man.
And then they'll get those old bucks, and they're like, I am the man. I am the dominant buck here. Like, mess with me. I dare you.
And the size difference too of them, like from, you know, the small doe that could be 50 to 90 pounds, and then turning around to a buck that could be over 200 pounds.
Dude, that buck I shot last night was every bit of 200 pounds and had to have diabetes, dude. He was, I had no, it was like borderline at big mule deer. Like, I had no idea. I shot a buck yesterday. I was like, how I thought, you know, like a little bigger than the California blacktail, probably like 140, 150 pounds. And then that buck I shot last night, we got up to it, and I was like, dude, the rug is like 4 foot wide
It's
by like
huge.
6 foot. Like, it is gigantic. And I'm probably more excited about the hides than I am about the horns. Like, having those hides are just so beautiful, dude. Like, I want to do some stuff, like some throw pillows or something. And like,
oh yeah,
they're just rad, man.
well, and even like the antler on these deer, you know what I mean? You're looking at, you know, a trophy buck could be 35 inches of main beam,
which is insane.
Insane. So they have racks on them. I mean, those mature deer and stuff. And like here, like on the island, they're, you know, 28 inches, you know, trophy buck, that kind of deal. And then those super studs. Yeah. Of course, when you're getting into the 30s and up, they're a little more rare.
This guy's got some fronts on him.
Yep.
Dude.
Like, so I was told, I picked the brain of my buddies, Jeff Helm, Brian Barney.
That's a that's a lot of front.
To kind of like, what am I looking for when I get over here? Because, you know, they're in Texas, and Jeff has hunted all over in Texas and all over in Hawaii and stuff. And he's like, well, if you get a buck, they're not as wide here. Like they
and the caudals are going to be smaller.
Yeah. So he's like, if you get a buck over there that has big fronts and big caudals, he's like, a lot of times you won't get one that has a long main beam or whatever. He's like, but if you can get both, he's like, you got a pretty good buck. And you can correct me if I'm wrong.
If you see good caudals, just shoot it. That's all there is. It's going to be a good buck. And then now the fronts, that buck's a little more impressive than the average buck that you'd shoot there. And then the caudals are pretty average.
Yep.
So
would you say this buck is probably what, 27 long? 26
no,
long?
he's probably a 28.
28.
Yeah.
They look
28, 29.
more like elk than deer on their antlers, in my opinion. Like their eye, like I call them eye guards, but they look.
Yep.
Is it you guys call them eye guards on these
I
things?
just call them fronts, but yeah.
Whatever. They look at eye guard, and they're like, I mean, these are like 10 inches long on this buck right here.
This buck is impressive with this.
They look like elk, and just the feel of the antlers, and it's neat, man. And one thing that's cool too, like I know Chase would never say this, like the next biggest outfit, like if you're going to come over here, like the next biggest outfitter has like 2,000 acres.
A little bigger than that, but yeah, we're
Chase has
much bigger. Yeah,
he's got more land than anyone, and so like they're shooting, like that 28-inch buck isn't rare. Is my point. Like we saw some giant bucks.
A lot of deer.
There's a lot.
And
of
other outfits here are great. You know what I mean? Yeah. They do run great programs. They definitely they manage their certain ones manage their herds really, really well. Whereas our management has kind of been like, well, we got to just get numbers down right now. So we're not really even focused on that. But the volume of good deer, the volume of deer in general is just so insane that like once I start seeing something, then we'll go ahead and change our model. Of course, we'll always have to protect the crops. That's part of the deal why we're here. But as for the other outfits here, I've met all of them. Super great people. They have great programs. They've been doing it for a really, really long time. We're the new guy on the block and stuff like that, but we completely support them. Yep. And everything they do. We just are, everyone's different, right? Some of them are a little deeper in to where, well, we're like coast to coast, right next to every big town there is on Maui, to where like it's pretty nice in that sense that you can put your family up and then boom, you can go back to your room at night. You're not going to have to go camp out with us and all that kind of stuff. And, you get to see this whole island, that kind of deal. So,
yep, pretty impressive. Like again, just the person you are, I think makes the whole experience that much better. Absolutely, because and again, the way you treat your guys, the way your guys respect you, and the way maybe it's either a good or bad business model. I don't know, because I think guys could go all of a sudden and be like, I can do this on my own, because you've actually allowed your guides to, like you said before, kind of pick their team. They're kind of in control.
My lead guides, so yeah, Randon Vars and Ross Andelin, they both got to pick their own teams. I found that if I go in and I'm picking guys and stuff, they just try to go around their boss. Right. We have a span of control here. It's way too big. And then, of course, I'm running 3 states. Yeah. So I have the same model in Mexico and California, to where, there's a chain of command where it goes up. I can't hear all the problems from every guy. Yeah. And it's just, you guys have been with me the whole time. You've seen my phone. It is just non-stop the whole time. And I'm the worst person at answering calls. I think a lot of people know that. But I'm hunting a lot. We hunt, nonstop. Like even today, like we're going to do this podcast, boom, I fly home back to California, do a Tule elk hunt, do 2 of them. And then the 21st, I come back here, which is just a week. And then I'm going to go with my Access team. We're going to go to Lanai. We're going to go do a mufflon hunt, because I do hunt myself too. I'm not like a lot of other outfitters that just like, this is it. It's about money. No, this is about a dream that I had when I was a little kid. And it's developed into something where I travel all over the place. I get to hunt all over. And I do want that part, but I go hunt that for a few days, and then I fly back to California, go do another Tule elk, do a bison. And then I've got some other hunts that I'm doing over there, and back over here for more hunts, and then back to California, I think mid-September, to go do more. It's just flying all over. I mean, luckily the airlines, they take care of me. I just found out I got upgraded again. So, and then I'm flying meat with me the whole time, just shifting meat around to different places. And
well, that's what's cool too, is you talked about, like back home, California, you got the buffalo, you got the Tule elk. And so when you fly back over here to Hawaii, you'll bring elk meat, buffalo meat, kind of distribute it to
it's gold over here, and then locals back home in California, the Access deer, everyone's going nuts about it, and it's a pretty cool deal. And we, like I say, we do donate a lot of meat, and we do want to support the community. Even the local ranches and stuff like that. It's nice for them to get to taste these other games meats that they would never get the opportunity to.
Right. Yeah, you actually said something too, like stuck with me. You said, we donate meat. Everyone wants it, but we give it to people who need it.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Cause like everyone, like no joke, like people tell you like, oh, this is the best game. This is hands down the best meat I've ever eaten. Like I like it more than beef. Like And you know,
And way healthier too.
And way healthier. It's so freaking good, dude. Like the burgers we had, your wife made. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Even the burgers are better. But you're giving to people who need it in this community. Because you're shooting 30 animals, like you're not bringing 30 animals home with you. Like I'm going to bring home 100 pounds of access deer meat with me, but I'm not bringing home, 30 animals.
Yeah, and then some guys they take every bit of it, and then a lot of guys we tell them, we say, hey, this is where we're helping. It's a big problem over here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
In Maui County, is these access deer are, you've seen the fences all around everywhere that they're trying to put up, and then those all get cut open. There's a lot of outline and stuff like that goes on.
So do you have an idea of how many actual access deer are here on the island?
Don't even want to quote it just because the numbers are all over, and then I've always thought counts where there's no way you're going to figure out an exact count.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to run them through a chute. Right. There's no way using the thermal technology, all that kind of stuff. You can estimate, but I mean, we're talking tens and tens of thousands of deer on this island. Yeah. It's insane. And even on the place that we're hunting, I wouldn't be surprised that there's over, there's 10,000 plus deer. There's been numbers that people have said they've done counts and stuff and said it was way higher. I just don't believe it. It was like, even like the Tule elk, like there was only 3 left, at one point, like that's a big story out there. Like, maybe you just couldn't find them. Yeah. Like how are you going to tell me that you scanned every, bit? Once the technology comes out, then I'll believe it. But I've heard numbers as high as 70,000. And then I think it could be. I mean, it very well could be. With what we see out there, it's like, oh my goodness, they're everywhere.
Wouldn't surprise me. Talk about the one thing you can talk about though is like how much damage are these deer doing?
A ton. The state's spending millions and millions of dollars every year on trying to stop this. There's a lot of tree damage and that's just because, you'll have hardhorn bucks year round. There's like not really seasons here. It's always kind of the same. And so I think that has something to do with it. I also think that something has to do with it that there are so many does and bucks are primarily hunted. And that's where our, my program came in, and the plan we devised to be able to get these numbers culled down was that earn a buck model. So when you come on a high volume hunt, we give you 1 buck. You can shoot a buck at any time throughout the whole weekend. Do you want to shoot it? Or do you want to pass? That's perfectly fine. You can pass. If you can shoot 10 does, I'll give you another buck for free. Another mature buck for free. We're looking at, to be honest, probably like 40% of the people can actually accomplish that goal. And mainly the number was set just so that we didn't get overrun by
does.
Well, overrun by meat and getting that thing, because the bottleneck is the meat. What do you do with the meat? We're not wasteful. We were just going through my freezer. I'm pulling out donation hides. We take every hide. We try to use every bit of the animal that we can. In that sense, we're honing it as we go to get into more things like, hey, the hooves going out. We save all antlers, that kind of deal. And eventually we'll figure something out. One thing that I don't want to do is that, and I get hit up all the time, is that getting these hides sent back and the meat sent back and antlers and everything to mainland. And I really want to keep everything on island. Mm-hmm. I really want to promote local business, not, right. And even like our taxidermy and all that kind of stuff. Of course, clients are welcome to bring it home, but we're going to do all our taxidermy here to help support locally. Right. So it's been a little bit of a hard deal in the sense that, we moved here in January. And my contract started October of last year. I'm still learning. And although we have a lot of guys out there, there is resources that you just don't have on the mainland, like tanneries and stuff like that. So we're trying to figure everything out and trying to get it set up. And as we go, my company always evolves, especially because we have so many different operations going, that we're going to go take the best, most efficient way and what's going to provide the best for our clients. So it changes just all the time. And hard on my guys because I'm like, hey, do it this way. And I'm like, well, now we got a new idea. We're going to do it this way. Sometimes it's not a good idea. And then, never mind. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to go back to doing it this way. But we're always changing and really just trying to elevate that hunt for the client, make it a great experience. And so far, since we've been out here, I would say 90% of the people say it's the best hunt they've ever been on.
It's pretty incredible.
It's insane in that. And to get that kind of report off of a hunt, like I've been hunting for a long time and I don't see it. And attraction of Maui and Hawaii, and the people and everything like that is just insane. So like this hunt right here, I think is one of the hottest hunts in,
right now
going on right now.
Mexico and Hawaii are probably the two hunts that everyone. I get the most interest from people like, hey, how do you go to Mexico? And then like the Hawaii, everyone wants to go to Hawaii.
Everyone has to go to Hawaii at least once.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You got to come see paradise, right?
So true. And again, logistics wise and safety wise, like this hunt is pretty easy to work out. Where, take Mexico, you kind of got to worry about some of the crime and stuff like that may be down there. Alaska sometimes can be a little overwhelming because you're trying to bring back like a giant moose.
Alaska
the cost.
Next too, yeah.
But here, man, it's simple.
And the flights are cheap.
And they, you get to go to the beach, you get to go see the land, the culture.
And you don't have to be in like the best shape too. I could say like if you're like an older
dude, our ground's
like,
pretty flat.
Like my father-in-law is 75 now, and I'm like, I want to bring him over here and do this with him. Like you could come over and do this hunt. Like you can make it what you want. I mean, you could make it harder if you wanted to. But you could come over here and do this hunt. Like this is a great hunt to like. I'm bringing my dad or bringing my grandpa over and come do it with them and just have a hunt together. Where you're not like, a lot of these guys can't get out anymore. Can't do these big mountain hunts that we do. But you can go over and just have a blast with them. It has a very deer camp vibe.
Yep, that's exactly what we've tried to model our business around. Is especially with our California, where we're lodging right here. We do, lodge hunters, but we're really moving through vacation rentals and stuff like that, setting them up with our local discount, getting them set up into trusted places because it is kind of sketchy over here with getting a room like that's not full of cockroaches and stuff because there's certain places, not everywhere, but there are certain places I was staying in, a lot of them when I came over that like I'd show up and I'm like, are you kidding me? And they do not care because there's just so many new people coming in here. And I think that's with a lot of markets that like if you just have so many people, it doesn't even matter to you screwed someone over. They just don't care. Yeah, leave me a bad review. It doesn't really matter because there is limited lodging, all that kind of stuff. And that is the big expense on really any of these on this island, at least, is that lodging.
We were able to get a hotel, like, I mean, as long as you're not looking to stay at the Ritz, I was able to get a hotel with, I think, a bedroom and a room and a kitchen for like $300 a night, dude.
Yeah, you just have to rate that one for me.
Oh, you know how it is. I mean, I don't know. Me, I'm a little more low budget. I guess me and Brad, like, we're not really too worried about it, but like, it has I want a kitchen, like, when I'm doing something like this, like, something in the freezer, do something, you know what I mean? Especially meat and stuff. But, yeah, it's like anything. You could go and find a $700 a night room, or you can find a room for $300, $400.
Yeah, no, they're out there. That's for sure. We like to put our clients, we do go into like the cheaper areas, which are more touristy, that kind of deal. A lot of them have family and stuff that are there. So it's nice to have them close to beaches and, close to that kind of touristy kind of scene. As you know, I live way up Volcano. Yeah. I chose that because as you can tell right now, I mean, it's cool. Like, what is it, like 68 degrees right now. Amazing. We don't have a heater. We don't have an AC. It sits between 60 and 75 degrees year round.
Down there, it's like 95 degrees. And
it gets warm, but that wind comes in, and it does cool you off because I think the high humidity level and stuff. It's never, and it's funny because all the guys that are working for me here, they're like, yeah, just wait, it's gonna get so hot. They have no idea what hot is.
No.
And then also, yeah, it's really cold up there. No idea what cold is. Like that, I mean, for a local, but then I get acclimated to it. It's funny because I go back to the States and stuff. Like I was going back to the shows and stuff, and we dropped into Reno, and I was like, my teeth were chattering. Yeah. Went to Nashville too, and they just had like a freeze warning. And I got out there and I had to wait to get picked up, and I was like, oh my goodness! I mean, I come out in shorts and slippers, And
yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know, it wasn't that bad. 'Cause I wore pants, boots, and like a long sleeve poly shirt. And like a hooded poly shirt, and like I wasn't sweating, like, I mean, a little bit, but like it wasn't terrible. We were hiking around, like it's good weather.
The wind is what saves everything, and it's so crazy here with like trade wind and then Kona winds. I mean, either coming from the north or they're coming from the south.
Oh yeah, it doesn't swirl. It does not swirl.
Well, as soon as that wind dies off, and then you have those days, and then it gets warm.
Really?
But it's still not, Baja California, sir. It's still not, California and that heat that we're getting over there. I'm about to go jump right back into it. I imagine it's just, I mean, but it's a drier heat too, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, I looked forward to this hunt because it's right before our elk season, mule deer season. And so I'm like, this gives me an opportunity to kind of refresh the stalking skills, the bow skills, you know, and I'm just glad that I got one with a bow and Drew didn't or hasn't
Yeah,
yet.
it hasn't yet.
I'm
This
not gonna
way.
lie, I do have two
But
bucks.
it does have 2 bucks that are
Yeah.
bigger than mine.
Uh-huh.
But
So,
I just wanted to give him a chance, and I'll redeem myself tonight.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the bow. I'm bringing the bow, and I rifle staying in the truck now. I just want to get a couple down,
Yeah.
dude.
As
We
soon as
just
you
talked-
ate the meat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
give me
I'm
that
like,
gun.
I'm bringing at least 3 of these home. Like my wife, I'm telling you, dude, we went through 3 elk and like 4 deer last year, and an antelope too. And as soon as I had this meat, I'm like, I'm bringing at least 3 of these home with me.
Yeah.
Whatever 100 pounds is. Let's talk about because you don't only do actually, you also do pigs. And I'm going to do pigs tonight. I'm going to do the whole dog thing. Like, let's talk about that. What is that like? It's part of the culture. And I'm kind of like,
Yeah, me too.
excited to do it with them and be a part of it.
It's a pretty cool deal. So, like, when I came over here, of course, like, I came out to check it out to see if I could build a plan that would be this. And all the guys that I was initially hanging out with, they were just pig hunters. Like, they'd shoot, of course, everyone shoots the deer and stuff, and they get the meat and all that kind of deal. But there's 2 different kinds of hunter here. One is going to be an axis hunter, and they're really dialed into that. And then the other one's going to be pig hunter. They're running dogs, and that's the only way they're going to do it. They're not going to go out and shoot pigs with guns. So when we go out, you know, my lead pig guide, Randon, he's got a pile of dogs, and they are dialed, man. Like, they're killers in the sense, you know.
12 dogs.
Yep, 12 dogs, and he had more. And he's cut it down a little bit, just in this. I don't know why he was getting rid of some of them, but yeah, I think when I first came over, he had 22, and then one of his other buddies is going to give him his dog, so his number is going to go back up again. But they get out there, and it is an experience. If people, I was fortunate enough that we had like dep permits in California, that we would go out and we'd run dogs, and it's really action packed.
Yeah.
It's loud. It's something different. And then stabbing a pig with a knife, that kind of deal. I know, hey, people will say, oh, that's unethical.
But to me, it feels, because it's been done for so long, especially in cultures like this, that it's almost primal. Like
It is.
It's hand to hand. It's close battle. But again, it comes down to that primal, been doing it for a long time, and it's part of this culture.
It's an adrenaline rush. That's, I mean, to say the least. And a lot of guys come in here and they're like, I don't want to shoot a pig. First of all, I don't think many people have shot in the Polynesian War, so you'd get a new species in the sense of it.
Species now.
And so, yeah, you got one.
After he started saying I never shot Polynesian, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a different pig.
They're
I need
not
one.
so much different. They're similar, but and they are a smaller pig than, let's say, what we have in California.
Eurasians, yeah.
The Eurasian and the Russian, and then they're all crossed. Of course, every pig is everywhere is crossed. So guys come over and they're like, no, I don't really want to do a pig hunt and stuff like that. Then they meet some of our guys, and I think they like kind of limp into the hunt itself just because the guys are so cool, and they can see their excitement to go do it. And I've even made guys do it. I've been like, dude, trust me. I know you do trust. I know they trust me, you know, on a hunt. I'm going to say it's a good hunt. I'm not going to just make it up. Yeah. And I say, hey, go out and do this. And they're like, I don't really want to. I'm like, just do it. Every single one of them has been like, man, I'm so glad you made me do that, because it was just something different. Some people are timid with like going up and stabbing a pig and that kind of deal. You don't even really have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we bring the whole group out, that kind of deal. One guy wants to go stab a pig. Well, we'll go catch a few pigs. Let that guy stab him. It's not the end of the world. The dogs are going to hold him down. Our guides get in there. They hold them. Luckily it's not like, so far we haven't got into where like there's a 350-pound boar coming after you. I haven't seen any of those here. Maybe they're out there. They are a smaller pig, so it's not so crazy. And then the dogs are just all over them to where we want to keep the client safe in that sense, because it is, a dangerous hunt to an extent. But those guides are in there to protect you and stuff like that. And they are wild, man. They will go ahead and grab a hold of something that you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can't wait for that experience. We're going to film that too, so it should be fun, so you guys can see what we did on that. But like, yeah, it's part of the culture. It's how they do it, right? It's like it's like I don't want to knock how Texas hunts or how Africa hunts or how, like, these guys have been doing this for hundreds of years, hundreds of years, longer than we've been a country. Hands down, the guys have been hunting pigs like this, and so I want to do it that way. I don't want to experience it and go out there and do it. And plus, like, it's part of, like, I mean, talk about manning up, dude. Like,
it is.
You're gonna jump on a freaking pig and you're gonna stab a pig, dude. Like, there's something about that is just carnal. and I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cool experience in that sense, and I love going out and doing it. And as much, anytime we have free time, what are we doing? We're going back out and going hunting again. And a lot of times we'll go around those dogs and get after the pigs and stuff, just because it is a blast. Yeah, it's a family affair too over here. That's what's crazy. Like these guys, they take their whole family out there. Like when it's just like us personally going, they're like, hey, we're going out pig hunting. You want to go? All right, I'm in. Go down there, and like the wife, the kids, everyone's like in the truck there, ready to go.
I'm excited to see. Even though Randon's not going with us with his dogs,
I know I'm stealing him.
Junior's familiar with his dogs and running with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, Dwayne and Keppa, those guys they're really, really on top of it. They're super dialed, and like I say, they know the property so dang well.
I'm excited to see the relationship between guide and dog too. Because it's as I grew up, you did too, growing up rodeoing around horses and things like that. I mean, there's a difference between just a guy with horses and a horseman. There's an absolute difference. You get those guys that are trainers, and I'm excited to see that relationship with the dogs and the guides too, and how they just working together. And I mean, it's just cool to me.
That's one thing that I was concerned about in an extent, is that I do know guys that have dogs and stuff like that, and guys can get a little heavy handed and like really out of control. But like everyone that I've seen here, and definitely every one of our guides, like they care about these dogs.
Yeah.
Like those dogs are family, that kind of deal. They are workers, that's for sure. So they're not like in the house kind of dogs and stuff, but you can see it. And I've been, at least in other experiences that I've had, where guys just don't care about them. And hey, the dogs are in a very dangerous spot. Right. The dogs get killed. That's kind of part of this game. And that's why it's such a controversial thing, especially, in other states and stuff like that. But here, I mean, to take that culture away would be.
The dog loves it, dude. Like I was talking to Random, like how many dogs he lost? He's only lost one, and it was because it was his best dog, and it chased the pig off of a cliff. Which that happens in America on mainland all the time. Like your best dogs will die running lions who run off a cliff after them, right? Yeah. But dude, these dogs love what they do.
Oh yeah,
it's like a cattle dog. They love to work. They love to work.
It gives them purpose, right? Just like us. I mean, if you just sit at home as nice or vacation the whole time, as nice as that would be, technically you probably get kind of sick of sitting on a beach and want to accomplish something. Yep. And these dogs are bred to do it, and if they are raised right, then that's a big factor in it, and raised with care and stuff. I mean, I'm a big believer in like any animals that we would have, like they're like a kid, teach them like a kid. You got to spend the time with them to keep them going. I mean, it is crazy out there. Like they don't want to let go of those pigs and stuff like that. And you got to like pull them off and everything. Where I'd seen, in other experiences where a guy beats a dog off of a pig. Yeah. It's kind of like, no, I'm not a big fan of that. You know what I mean? They just they work with them and they get them off, and it's just a really great experience. That was just one big concern that I had, is that there was going to be some kind of, we hunt, right? I don't want a negative image as we're blowing up dogs,
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep. Hey, man, I had no problem blowing up my dog for a Tricer ad. The dog is still alive. I need to overemphasize. At 4th of July, where I blew my personal poodle up, it was a fake dog. He's still alive. PETA, chill out.
Yeah, you abuser.
Dude, that dog is so spoiled. Dude, he's like literally like on my hip everywhere I go, in my office, in my bed with me at night. Dude, this little poodle, dude.
Now, again, I can't thank you enough. Thanks, Drew, for inviting me on this, for sure. Chase, the hospitality, the hunt, like it's been pretty dang incredible. I've enjoyed the hell out of it, for sure. And just the bow hunting, the rifle hunting, the guys you have working for you, man, this is something else. You got to have one heck of an operation.
We're very blessed, man. Extremely lucky. Like I say, I'd really like to, it really goes down to my guys. It's not me. I had a crazy idea with some Brazilians, and it would not have worked with different guys. These guys are everything to this company. Same thing with my California operation. I mean, they're running stuff while I'm over here. Yep. Mexico, we're lucky. Be seasonal. That seasonal thing, but that's coming up here. We'll be going December, January, February, March, April. We can hunt, but it's a little bit too hot for me down there. But everywhere I've gone, like, and what's been happening with this company, the reason that it has been able to expand so quickly and truly, I think be elite in the way it is. With, like I say, a lot of room to improve. We always will have that. Has been due to these guys. The individuals that I have picked out and the individuals that they have picked out underneath them. And I just told them, I said, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is what we need. And if we catch, anyone parasitic that's going to hurt our team and stuff like that, we got to get rid of them. And we've had to do that with a few guys, but, other than that, it's just been unbelievable. And everything goes to these guys, man, and what they've done for this company and our team, our company, to say the least.
All right, folks, quick interruption. If you like the show and you want to support us and you want to have really, really sneaky feet, check out one of these two products or both. These are a pair of leather stockisons that I get from Lone Peak Leather. Been wearing them for a few years. And these are the Stealth Bomber made by Sheep Feet. I own both and I recommend you own both. The leather stockisons are especially useful in very dry weather and when there are spiky, nasty cactuses and things that will stab you in the foot. Really love these. The Stealth Bombers are especially good for wet weather and for when you need to motor long distances and maintain stealth. I especially liked the Stealth Bombers while I was elk hunting. It was like wearing a sneaky tennis shoe, and then when I got in real close, I could slip them off and go that last bit in my socks and be extra stealthy. If you want that real barefoot feel, you're going to want the stockisons. If you want a little more support, something gentler on your feet but still quiet, the Stealth Bombers are the ticket. Go to sheepfeedoutdoors.com, use the code GRITTY, get yourself some Stealth Bombers, head on over to lonepeakleather.com and get yourself a pair of these excellent stockisons. Use the code GRITTY. Now, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, man. And if you're looking to go on a hunt in Hawaii, call Conservative Game Management. Not only Hawaii, if you're looking to kill a tule elk or a bison or go on kill a California blacktail, call Conservative Game Management. Not only that, if you want to kill a desert bighorn in Mexico, a Baja bighorn or a Baja blacktail, which is another subspecies of blacktail, if you want another deer, call Conservative Game Management because he's doing things different than other outfitters, man. He's not trying to build he's trying to do something bigger, right? And he's bringing the culture into it. And it's just, man, hats off to you guys. Cannot recommend you enough. 5 stars. You go call Chase, get with him, man. Thanks, yeah. Chase, so much.
I appreciate that a lot.
What's the best way for them to reach you?
Usually through our website, okay. huntcgm.com. Okay. And then we have an Instagram, of course, at hunt_CGM. That one, the Facebook thing, I have a problem with technology. And then you guys see me on my phone. I don't want nothing to do with my phone. I wish I could throw it away, but kind of our livelihood over here. And so, they can reach out in any way. The website's definitely the way to go about it. So then you can kind of see the details, and we really like to be good about communicating what we have over here and what we're offering. And I do want people to know that, hey, it's a difficult hunt. I don't want them thinking like, oh, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to get, if you're proficient, by all means, you'll go down there. I can tell you right now, I can go down and shoot 20 deer a day. Pretty proficient with a rifle, pretty proficient at shooting animals on the move. And they are fast too.
On the move is key because yes, you will be shooting some on the move.
There's always that. It's just such a high volume of opportunity though, that like you have the easy ones and then there's a lot of tough ones. But what I did find out with the guys that came over here, like if you want to be a better hunter, here's your spot, man. That you're not going to get this much action. I had a guy the other day, he shot 113 rounds in the weekend. 113 rounds. He shattered the record, but our average is usually, on those higher volume hunts is usually you're doing 20 to 30 rounds you're firing. And
I mean, the buck that I missed by far was the fastest axis deer that is on the island.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Might have been the fattest.
He had like a sticker on him that said fastest buck on the island.
It was like Usain Bolt running through that grass, man.
Well, the gun malfunction too, man. Like, before then, and that, we had a little trouble with
the hunting gods. Were like, no, don't shoot this.
Not today. They want you to come back.
They want me to come back. No, we got today too. Like,
yeah, today.
I'm looking forward to it. But again, one thing we talked about earlier that was actually pretty important to me. Like, I don't hunt with guides hardly ever. And if we can, we try and do it as much DIY as we possibly can. They can help us. But one thing that I really liked about what you do is when somebody books with you, you get in contact with them. You kind of tell them about the hunt, what they need to prepare for, whatever. And then during the hunt, obviously you're in communication or your guys are in communication with them. And then after the hunt too, your communication with them. What can we do better? What can we fix? You know, what
always trying to evolve and improve.
The communication is key, I think, with
So
anything. And it's, again, on our end, I don't want to speak for Drew, but man, this has been an incredible experience.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where it's going to even be better as I leave. Like, I'm going to be suffering in 2 weeks on an elk hunt. And I'm going to be like, man, I wish I was chilling on Chase's back patio.
No joke. I'm
on the beach.
At the beach, dude.
No joke. I'm already like trying to figure out with the wife and kids, like the next best time to come down, because I'm 100% doing it again. Like 100%.
And that's the thing about it here is that year round.
Yeah.
Yep.
These deer, and there's no tags.
Yeah.
You get your hunting license, you go through, and that's it. And it's cheap too. It's cheap.
It's like $110.
$110, and that's with like their $10 whatever fee for. But yeah, $110. The flights are cheap. It's unreal in that sense.
And the meat.
The meat is top notch, and they say the healthiest red meat in the world.
Yeah.
And then when it tastes good,
Probably the most flavorful.
yeah.
Yep.
And that's not hanging those deer either.
Right.
That's directly
Next day.
processed right in the field. Boom.
There's no time to
process
hang
directly.
them. There's so many freaking deer dying, dude. It's just like,
Yeah.
they got it down to a science. They're peeling these things with winches and stuff. It's just, watching them do these deer, it's pretty rad.
They're proficient
They're
at
proficient.
it. Like they're just, it's good.
Only getting better too. Like, yeah, we've got some big stuff coming in that's going to help us with that process. Cause yeah, again, the bottleneck of this whole operation is the meat. You know, what were we going to do with it? I'm not going to waste nothing. You know, that's not a deal. I mean, the only time like something's gangrened up or something, you know, okay, hey, then I do that and I feel bad about it. But like, hi, it's everything. We're trying to save everything we possibly can.
We were joking about it last night. We're like, look at that thing. And I mean, it's literally down to just the skeleton. Like,
Yeah,
that's
they
it.
crushed it.
You know, that's it. And it's pretty neat operation. It's pretty impressive.
Very
Well
impressive.
Thank you guys.
Well,
That's it, dude.
We got
I gotta catch a flight.
some pigs to go chase and some axes, and you got a flight to catch.
How do you say goodbye? You don't say aloha.
You say aloha.
Aloha is hello and goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
It's just aloha here.
Aloha.
It is aloha. Yeah.
We're going hunting.
Perfect.
Yeah,
We are going
buddy.
hunting.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.